Hey everyone, so it's been a big week for mirrorless, or a big couple of weeks. We had the new Olympus OMD EM1 announced, and Fuji have just dropped the XA, which is going to be a new entry-level model, and Nikon have come out with a new one. And what more could you do with the mirrorless range that's out there now? It's kind of pretty well saturated. Ooh, nice little segue. They've brought out an AW version, so an all-weather version. So for an interchangeable system that you can change the lens and take it underwater, I reckon that could be something that will actually appeal to people. The Nikon One lineup is held back from some of its competitors, in my opinion. But if you can have an interchangeable lens system that does have 15 to 20 meters water proofing, not water resistance, waterproofing, then I reckon that could really open things up. So let's just take a little look at this, guy. It's just been announced today. They've announced it with two AW lenses, a 10mm 2.8, plus the crop factor, and an 11 to 27.5 variable aperture zoom lens. So nice to see that there is a zoom available in this setup, though. When you're getting underwater cameras, the ability to zoom, especially if you're, say, using it snorkeling, you really do want to be able to have a zoom. Of course, it would be great if it was a constant aperture, but you get what you can. If you want to keep things small, variable aperture is how it goes. So I believe the zoom is good to 15 meters waterproofing and the prime to 20 meters waterproofing. It's got all the normal stuff. You can drop it, you can freeze it, you can kick the shit out of it, and it should survive. Dustproof as well, shockproof, freeze-proof, all of that stuff. It's got their hybrid AF system. Some testimonials here. Mark Watson, I know, I interviewed him before. Great guy. He's a Nikon ambassador. He really liked the One series, and he's a adventure sports guy, so for someone like that, this would really make sense. But it's got some things aimed at more entry-level shooters too, such as this smart photo selector that'll take 20 shots and save your 5 best. No worries about, and it'll delete the ones like where people are blinking, where they're out of the frame, or there's blur caused by shaky hand. So not a mode that you want to be using if you're trying to get something creative, but if you're just after a nice snapshot, that could be a way to go. They do have an optional Wi-Fi unit, so you can send it straight to your smartphone, and upload it. By the looks of it, though, you have to open one of the weatherproof doors to attach that, so you're going to want to be careful with that. You can't just pop your head up out of the water and send it to the boat and shoot like that. I've got to say, I hope that isn't anywhere nearly priced like the one for the D4 or the Canon 1DX, or those things that are like $600 and $700 just for a tiny little Wi-Fi unit. It's like the price of gold per ounce. And I really don't see when it's that small, even though the camera's tiny, the electronics inside one of those boxes are smaller than the box, obviously, why it can't just be built in. A lot of other cameras do have it built in now. Anyway, off on a little rant. Looking at the sensor, it looks like it has the sensor from the Nikon J3. Who knew that there was 3 versions, right? But there is a Nikon J1, J2, and J3, and a V1 and a V2. So they're both sporting 14.2 million pixels. It's their own CX format, the 2.7 time crop factor. So it's a fair jump up from the 1 and 2, which are 10 megapixel cameras. At the end of the day, 14 megapixel is stacks. If you're shooting this, there's not many applications where you're really going to need it bigger than that. This is the kind of thing, it's, we'll have to wait and see on exact pricing when it hits the street. If it is available for pre-sale, I'll pop a link in the caption below. But it's got all of those normal things that you would expect from a 1 series. It's still really fast. It says that it will do up to 1/16,000th of a second shutter speed. So that's epic. 8,000 is fast. So 16th is crazy town. And you've got a bulb mode, which is handy as well, but it only goes to 2 minutes. So that's not really a bulb mode. And it ends automatically after approximately 2 minutes. Should have spoken to the engineering team. I'm sure there's a number. Continue my coffee. 3 stops either direction in exposure compensation. ISO up to 6400, and no doubt it'll have a high 1 and 2 mode. Looks like it's inherited the autofocus system as well. Built-in stereo microphone, not sure how that'll do underwater. Doesn't look like it has a microphone input, which most of these sort of cameras don't. But if you like the styling of the 1 series, that kind of form factor, and you wish that you could have an interchangeable lens camera and take it underwater, you just got your wish granted, I guess. And they also have announced an underwater flash, but it's not going to be coming out until 2014. But let's see if it's showing up on their website yet. I don't think it will be, seeing it so far away. But looking at these cases, this is the thing. Surely they've now just smashed their face into the wall with these. Often the casing for this and the Olympus and all those brands, the case costs more than the actual camera. So who's going to be buying a J3 that has the same sensor and everything, and then a waterproof housing instead of just getting the AW? And how much would you be kicking yourself if you were carrying around this massive box that cost more than the camera, and now they release a AW version? Let me just check that speed light. Okay, so searching their website is not showing anything up for that search result. You know, I'm a new school journalist. If the search button doesn't find it, then it's probably too hard to find. But no, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there are details on that one just yet. Let's see if Nikon headquarters website has any info. Well, no surprise, Engadget already have a hands-on with the camera. These guys and so many in America seem to get hands-on and exclusives with all this kind of stuff. I feel another rant coming on, but I'll try and hold myself back. But it does have a pop-up flash, which is cool. People look down on pop-up flashes, but there are times where just a little dash of light is needed to a scene, and they can be handy. Also for setting off external flashes as well. It's also got GPS and all of that good stuff. But they don't seem to have pictures of the new flash either. Oops, I keep filling that disc up. Can't wait till I get a big desktop. Yeah, red, white, black, red casing. Okay, so, looks like it belongs in an 80s gymnasium. She works hard for the money. I think I need to finish that coffee. But there you go. I'm not going to go off on any more rants. The Nikon AW1, plus the 2 new waterproof lenses, plus a flash that'll be coming out next year. I reckon this could, really find a market with people who want something a little bit more advanced, want the option of different lenses, but still want to be able to smash the crap out of their camera and take it underwater. I can't think of many alternatives to this one right now. So leave me your thoughts. Would this be what it takes for you to jump onto the mirrorless bandwagon? Have you been a mirrorless shooter for years, or what would it take for you to jump in? Are you waiting for a particular release? I'm really interested to hear, because my interest in mirrorless has been refreshed after thinking for a long time I wouldn't be. I'm starting to wonder a little bit more. So feel free to leave me your thoughts. I'm going to finish this coffee and hopefully shake off this delirium. See you guys.